Well, ANC wraps up its National Executive Committee meeting today with a focus on the problem of illegal mining, and President Cyril Ramaphosa will close that meeting later on today. Let's go in and listen in.
Community participation. So we have heard you. We are on the roll. It's just that some other things are operational issues which we might not be able to tell you, but know that we are very offensive. For sure, we have seen in Makado where there was a success in terms of preventing some of the cash transit incidents. Let me now take the opportunity to request Comrade Becky, our ANC, NEC deployee and member of the subcommittee, and also the Minister of
the structure that will be led by the police, the defense, the Home Affairs and the state security on concentrated and concerted effort to deal with Zama Zamas. That does not mean that we have not been dealing with Zama Zamas up to this point. The complaint has been that we are dealing with the first level, with the lower level. We have categorized them from level 1 to level 5. Indeed, we have been dealing a lot with level 1, those people that you see them dirty, dusted, and all that getting there. But one thing that I don't know why it doesn't go through when it happens. We have moved up to the middle level. For instance, we've got 9 people that have been arrested who are middle class of some form on the Zama Zamas. And those people, they own beautiful houses. When we visited their houses in Carltonville, all the furniture is imported. Is an Italian furniture in there. In their yards, there's some few Lamborghinis parked there. And you realize that these are big guns. There are 9 these guns, and the SIU has already attached 51 of their cars and 7 houses, and that could be up to the property on 38 million. So they are caught going as we speak. 6 of them will be foreign nationals, 3 of them are South Africans. So we're dealing with that. But we're also dealing with not just Zama Zamas, the takeover of mines. As we have seen in Northwest, there is a mine that we have tackled. We've taken trucks, we've arrested the owner and all that. And 3 weeks ago, it happened in Limpopo, where we've taken machinery and equipment of 60 million rand. People that they run the company without license, without anything, and they put that kind of thing, a 60 million equipment. So we are. But President has said, don't deal with it as individual departments. Just go, and indeed we have sat down and we have given the budget for that. Maybe won't be preempted because the President will have to be briefed by us as it comes on that one. We are arresting people, continue to do it. And in Northwest, last 2 weeks ago, 18 of these people were found guilty. I think courts are getting a little bit serious. We found guilty, 18 of them, and we're given 6 months, yes, or 12,000 rand. But usually they are warned and let go at that level, which has been the problem. And you could see that in Northern Cape, we arrested 867 of those guys. Unfortunately, there was not enough capacity of deporting them because all of them were foreign nationals, of deporting them back. And we are creating that. Hence, Home Affairs will be getting more money because it's their competence to deport those people back to their countries. But also, the head of the state in the Republic of South Africa, the President, and the head of government in Lesotho have spoken on the matter. There are follow-up meetings. The Minister of Police and Home Affairs in South Africa will be meeting their counterparts in Lesotho to say how do we compare notes of how do we keep those people that come here illegal and sending them back where they're supposed to go back, and without they come in the country without papers and all that, how do we take them back? But as I've said, there have been operations in the communities. Rivali is one of them, where we send our special forces, and one place is Jerusalem, where we went down in the old shaft, where we found that it was some form of a headquarters where they were cooking utensils and everything, there were blankets, there was some form of family kind of arrangement. They exchanged fire with us. When you exchange fire with us, we don't worry with you. We just accept the challenge and all that. So that's what has happened when it comes to Zama Zamas, who are really troubling the communities, the community of Kagiso, Jerusalem and Kagiso. There is a new area where they're giving us a problem again, responding, is a pilgrim nest somewhere in Mpumalanga. There are 5 provinces where they're giving all this. That will be your Gauteng, your Free State, your Northwest, North Cape, Mpumalanga, North 6, and Limpopo is where this thing is prevalent. So that's that. We are working on it. We believe that with the integrated approach, inviting defense force where it's necessary, but with all special task force and special forces of the South African police, working with the Home Affairs to put them where they're supposed to, because Home Affairs has a right in 48 hours to take them back where they come from. So that's an issue with Zama Zamas. When it comes to the prevalent cash in transit at the present moment, I'm sure, well, when it happens, unfortunately, people don't talk much about the response of the police. That response started at Makado. I'm sure you saw what happened in Makado, where there was a 90-minute shootout. 90. You could have watched your Pirates Chiefs and until the match finishes, when that shooting going out. So we lost nobody there, and the criminals lost 19 people. And 3 days, 4 days in one place called Honspruit, again there was a shootout. That shootout, the police, because of working with the communities, they came together with the farmers and shot those people back. There was a wrong information to say those people were shot by the farmers. No, you go and read the statement issued by the farmers to say they're very thankful of working with the police. Police were there from the beginning until the end, when those 4 were shot and 3 of them were arrested. These criminals, they came to Springs, and you know what happens in the M1 in one afternoon, where there was shootout and the police came tops. They went to eThekwini, where they caused a little bit of a havoc in 3 days. You know what has happened there in Wamashu, and the police came tops. And the group of those that were killed, Wamashu, 3 of them were arrested yesterday in Phoenix. 3 of those guys were arrested in Phoenix with a long list of things that were carrying firearms, cars and all that, police uniform and all that. With the arrogance, they've got a money counting machine. So they regard this thing as a real business. They have even money counting machine. They're not just stealing, they steal and go. And we found some money on them. That's what happened yesterday. Another success of yesterday happened in Northern Cape. We arrested 7 Nigerians who were plotting and planning to assassinate the police. They want to assassinate the police because those police have hit them hard on the drug issues, and they're all illegal, those guys. So they are arrested and all that. So this violent crime, since we have reinforced and enhanced our intelligence, because that has been the complaint all the time, to say our intelligence is weak. Well, the head of intelligence is there. The CEO, the COO, and all operations are there. We're doing very well in terms of prevention. Unfortunately, there are many preventions that have happened, especially on the cash heist and robberies. But once you prevent, it doesn't make news. So people will always think that there is no such prevention and all that. We have arrested one of the top guys in Mpumalanga last week, who's a cash heist and all that. We have arrested one top guy, again, he's called Boy Boy. His real name is Jabulani Dodo. He's known as a Boy Boy. He's a very close associate of a guy called Bibi, who Bibi is Wellington Edane, who was arrested some time ago and all that. That guy has got long list of criminality and all that. So police are really working, assisted by the intelligence. For instance, last month again, we arrested a group of people that they went for jewelry in Eastern Cape. On their way between Buffalo City and Umtata, 10 of them were arrested with all the stock that they found. It was intelligence who led us on that. So on this violent crime, we have put the structures that are beginning to respond positively to these matters. The area where we still have to work harder on it, there are grounds that have been covered, is an abuse of women. You remember that there was a big cry about the DNA, the backlog of the DNA. At one time, the backlog was 241,000 DNA backlog samples. We have reduced that to 126. On the 31st of August, the report was that out of 241,000, only 126 that is left. So we are done with that backlog. And we have put the structures where they are dealing with the DNA issue to such an extent that we never reach that backlog again. There was an issue raised to say there were cases women abuse that were thrown out of court because of the DNA. That is not very true. Even during the bad days, NPA worked with the police laboratories to say we have a ready case, here, only what is missing is DNA. Can you give us that DNA so that we go to court? That led to the 34,000 of those cases where there was a quick move on those cases so that those cases can go to court and be tried and all that. And we have done work very closely with the courts and the NPA on those matters. Basically, those will be things. But we have Operation Chanela. Operation Chanela is a saturation of the streets and those known areas. There are 30 top stations that are criminal in the country. We saturate those areas, especially the very criminal days in the week is from Thursday until Monday morning. Those are very criminal days. So we have saturated that. We started that on the 8th of May, and up to this point, every Monday, except today, every Monday, we meet with the national leadership of the police and give the feedback. From 8th of May until today, we have arrested 174,000 people that...
This Police Minister Begicele in his capacity as ANC NEC member, speaking about safety and security and policing, rather, in the country. He touched on the Zama Zama issue, saying that there will be now more of a partnership moving forward that will involve the Police, Home Affairs Department, State Security, as well as the Defence, to, of course, deal with the issue of Zama Zamas. Also countering that it doesn't mean the police haven't been doing much about the issue. They've been in constant consultation with the Lesotho government as well to assist them with dealing with the issue around Zama Zamas, because Home Affairs would have around 48 hours to deport any undocumented illegal foreign national involved in Zama Zamas back to their respective country, hence the involvement of Home Affairs as well. But he also touched on cash and transit highs. You would know they've been leading up our headlines quite often in the past couple of days, also reflecting on the issue in Makhado, in Hoedspruit, in KwaMashu, in Mpumalanga. Mpumalanga as well, just reflecting on some of the arrests that have been made there, but also police responding due to shootouts with these perpetrators, but also alerting how there seems to have been also a Nigerian syndicate, and he also mentioned they were in the country illegally planning to assassinate the police because of what he says is this crackdown that they've been taking place against criminals. But as we, of course, moved out of that briefing, Minister Begitsele was just explaining about what they're doing with gender-based violence, saying the issue around the backlog, the DNA backlog to be more in particular, has been dealt with, and they continue, of course, to work alongside the courts to ensure that as and when they do need DNA, they're able to provide for it, because it's been quite a contentious issue in terms of that being an integral, significant part of evidence that needs to be provided in most cases around GBV. So that backlog, he says, has now been dealt with. That is, of course, Begitsele in his capacity as ANC NEC member.